the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hello and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So after the news spread that Prince Andrew and Virginia Giuffre had settled out of court for a large undisclosed of money, a lot of people were questioning if Her Majesty the Queen in fact bailed out her son. So in this video, I'm going to break down how the royal family earns their money and also the Queen's personal finances. The Queen is given a single payment by the government every year called the Sovereign Grant. Last year, this was set at £85.9 million, the equivalent of $1.29 per person in the UK. Now, every year, the royal family does publish details of how much money the Queen receives and how she spends the money. So how exactly is the sovereign grant spent? Well, the royal family and the Queen use the sovereign grant to conduct their official royal duties, as well as paying the wages of their staff and the upkeep and maintenance of occupied royal palaces. They have quite a few occupied royal palaces, such as Buckingham Palace, St. James's Palace, Kensington Palace, Windsor Castle, the Royal Mews, and Royal Paddocks at Hampton Court. Last year, £51.5 million was spent on official duties, including staff wages and travel and property maintenance. The remaining £34.4 million went on to the ongoing refurbishment of Buckingham Palace. Now, where does the money from the sovereign grant come from? The payment is based on the profits of the Crown Estate, a property business owned by the monarch but run independently. Amongst its holdings are Regent Street in London and the Ascot Racecourse in Berkshire. Now, the Crown Estate is controlled by a management board whose main duty is to maintain and enhance the value of the property for the benefit of the nation's finances. It is not the private property of Her Majesty the Queen. It merely belongs to the monarch for the duration of their reign. This means the Queen cannot sell the Crown Estate or keep the revenue for herself. Now, how is the sovereign grant calculated? Normally, the Queen receives about 15% of the Crown Estate profits from the previous 2 years, with the rest going to the government. Last year, ending in March of 2020, the Crown Estate made £345 million. So what happens if there's any money left over in a given year? Any money from the sovereign grant which is unspent in a given year, the leftover amount goes into a reserve fund. Last year, £2.3 million was used from the reserve account to work on the Buckingham Palace refurbishments. Now, what happens if the Crown Estate's profits fail? If the Crown Estate's profits fails, the Queen still receives the same grant as the previous year. This means the Queen would be allowed to receive more than 25% of the Crown Estate's profits. This rule was created under a law called the Sovereign Grant Act of 2011. Now, how else does the royal family receive money? As well as the sovereign grant, the Queen also receives private income from the Queen's privy purse, which is passed down from monarch to monarch. This is the money from another private estate known as the Duchy of Lancaster, which covers over 18,000 acres of land. It includes areas such as Lancashire and Yorkshire, as well as property in central London. In the year ending in March of 2021, the Duchy of Lancaster made a profit of over £22 million. Now, on top of that, the Queen also has income through properties such as Sandringham and Balmoral, which she owns personally. The Queen voluntarily pays the government tax on her private income and the income from the Duchy of Lancaster. Now, when it comes to security, the sovereign grant does not pay for the security of the royal family. That is actually covered by the Metropolitan Police. Now, Prince Andrew is rumored to have received £250,000 per year, including the cost of running an office. He also is receiving around £20,000 a year from his military career. So many people are wondering, now that he is no longer a working royal, will Andrew continue to receive the $250,000 a year from the sovereign grant? If you want me to do more information on Andrew and his finances, leave a comment down below. But I personally do not believe that the taxpayers are paying for Prince Andrew's lawsuit. Leave your comments, guys, down below.